Ebola. Hello, Linda. How you doing, girl? Hello, Miss Bree. How you doing tonight, girl? You don't want anybody slapping you on the back, huh, Linda? Wow, that's great. Hello, Amy. You had a pretty good day, Amy? Well, are y'all through, Linda, or you don't take about all the sun you can take? Hello, Miss Lillian. How's Miss Lillian and her hubby tonight? Hello, darling. How you doing, Diane? You don't think you need to take a mud bath now, Linda? Hello, Lorraine. How you doing? Oh, okay, so you're not through, huh? Well, I'm glad you're managing, girl. Hang in there. Now, them turtles can go from one pond to the next, so they'll make it most of the time. Driving me crazy, Bree. Out. Me and him had a fight today. His little toenails are just like razor blades. Outside, I was gonna trim his toenails. Ooh, it's gonna take two people to do that. He'd go to bite and he wouldn't bite hard. He was wanting to make me turn loose of him, but I'd fuss at him, he'd quit biting. But he got my arms, I look like I've been in a thorn thicket or something. That makes a long day, doesn't it, Diane? Hell, I know how to do it, but I haven't got around to it. If you ever have to trim a dog's nails like that, get you a big towel, cut your 4 holes in it, stick his feet to it, and then pick him up. He can't do anything. If you let that towel run out under his chin, he can't even reach down to bite at you. Yep. Done that several times. I tell you what, do you feel like you went back to school, Amy? You hitting them books pretty hard the last week or so. One time you talking about them fish, one time I went to visit a friend of mine, he's a game warden, and that next day they were shocking a pond to get samples and stuff. Now that's a rodeo. Them fish stunned them fish for a minute, but they'd not too long. And then they's all right, and they take off and go again. No, you think you killing them? I got a friend of mine that shoes horses, and I don't know how many times he got kicked, broke ribs, broken arm one time, had 2 or 3 concussions. I told him, I said, I believe I'd just leave them damn horses alone. There's a video somewhere here on YouTube of a guy that's, well, there's 4 guys that's riding all the way across the country on some Mustangs they caught. I bet. But they had this, what do they call it, jumping cactus? And that horse got one in his top lip. The guy had a pair of pliers pulling them out, and he started pulling that one out of that horse's top lip. And that horse reached up with that front foot, hit him in the chest, and knocked him about 10 foot. People don't realize what they can do with them front legs. They always think the back legs is the one they got to worry about. That wouldn't have been good, like the wrong end of that. Yeah, I bet you do swear. You know what? There's a lot more to taking care of horses if you take care of them right than people realize. Hmm. Well, you're getting the inside track a little bit anyway, Amy. Is that what your mama used to tell you, Bree, when she was trying to get you dressed? Oh, still. Yeah. Uh-huh. Bree, you ever do any trail rides or anything like that on the horses? What's your longest one? If you don't mind me asking. Lillian, how's your hubby? You still getting better? Okay. I ain't been on a horse so long, it'd kill me probably. I like to, there's a organization here in the United States they call, well, I guess it's world, they call the long riders. And that's people that get on there and ride all the way across the country or something. And some of that's pretty interesting. I love it, Diane. Yeah, I did that about a week ago. Got tired of that long hair. Hello, Mr. Ford Man, Kenny B Double D. Damn, your name getting long. I appreciate it, Mr. Ford Man. Oh, that reminds me, I'll probably say this 2 or 3 times a night, but I had friended some of y'all on Facebook, and I had somebody trying to get in my Facebook channel, and so if you were friended with me and got unfriended, it ain't nothing personal. I was just trying to make sure they didn't get in too deep. That's the only thing I hate about Facebook. Hello, T. Don't worry about it, T. Miss Janice from Oz. How you doing, lady? Oh, you didn't hear about that? Yeah, that bee wasn't enough. He had to get off them double D's. These gals in here talking about that ain't big enough. Been trying to get him ready for that cruise. Yeah, I need to go in there and fool with it. I had a friend of mine, they got into hers here a while back, and she finally just they got her password, changed her password and locked her out of her own deal. And she finally just had to abandon that one deal and take and build a whole new channel up on Facebook. I do go in and every 3 or 4 weeks change my password though. Yeah. I don't blame you, Lily. I don't do drama real well either. My sister is the sweetest little gal in the world, but Lord, she's a drama queen too. It's like most things, people can sure mess it up. Well, there go my squirrels again, doing their little tap dance like they do every night. Well, there's an old saying that if you pick your friends, you don't have much damn choice about your kinfolks. Lillian, there's a guy named Paul Thorne that's got a bunch of songs he sings, and he's a character. But one of the songs he sings is that I don't like half the folks I love, and there's something to that. But you shouldn't be so damn sexy, Janet. Facebook puts it out in too many places too. Every time you post something. But anyway, if y'all got unfriended, it wasn't nothing personal. I was just working on it. Appreciate it, Mr. Kenny. Yeah, sometimes the older people, I don't know anything about y'all's business, but sometimes the older people get so involved in these channels that that's their whole life. I mean, that's all they do. Well, not just older people, a lot of people. Yeah. But Dad burn, Billy. Hello, Steve from Boston. Georgia. How you doing, y'all? Well, Amy, just some folks ain't gonna change. It's just part of life. Well, I appreciate it, Steve. We have a little fun in here most of the time. You got to watch these women now. They'll grab you by the ear and give you a hard time. But Georgia, how do you pronounce your name? Georgia? Oh, my tongue will twist around right. What time is it there? Uh-oh. Well, don't work too hard, Bill. I know how them shutdowns go. Kenny's always taking care of me. He always, okay. Oh, you're in California. Okay. That's right. You told me that other night. Getting old and senile, I guess. Forget. Billy, you have a good night. Don't work too hard. What are you refreshing it for, Kenny? Ooh, I'm sorry. I tried that too, Janice, but I forget where I leave a damn paper. That is not fun. Hello, Hawkins family. Well, it's 11:46 here in Texas. Portland, Oregon. Lillian, is Portland settled down pretty good now? Hello, Sean. Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one. Ouch. Okay. Yeah, that damn concrete work ain't nothing but hard work. Done a lot of things in my life, but that's one of the harder jobs I ever did. Once you start, you can't quit. I don't know what got to me a while ago. I got to sneezing, and I can't sneeze just once. I'm gonna sneeze 8, 9, 10 times. I'm about to blow my head off. Okay. I don't know. Probably something anyway. I don't do it very often, but when I do start sneezing, it's not. If you're driving or something, drive you nuts. You can't keep from closing your eyes. Ooh, you had your hands full. 5 daughters. Hell, I was thinking about Amy the other day. She was talking about on that Alaska trip. She had one layover in Seattle. Just have to sort of watch where you're at up there right now. Or I guess it's still that way. I had 2 friends of mine that lived in Seattle all their life. And they both moved. That dog getting beat up. I got a friend of mine trying to talk me into doing it on a bike. Diane talked about me having a flat butt. If I ride 4,000 miles on a motorcycle, I will have a flat butt. Hello, Kathleen. You know better than that. Well, just watch yourself, girl. The way my friends told me there were parts of Seattle you did not want to get in. Boy, and that's the truth. I made one trip like that. It was about nearly 5,000 miles. I got to looking at it last night, though. I'm either going to have to take 5 days you could do. That'd be pretty respectable. If you do it in 4, woo, that'd be some long days. Well, don't hurry off, Hawkins family. Y'all have a good night, though. Yeah, it's pretty up there. I'm amazed at how that country changes from not all that many miles from the coast. It goes to that high desert. Somebody come up here. I'm going to start getting lonesome, getting complex. Hey, Miss Janice, how you doing, darling?
Hi, everyone. I'm good, thanks, Ron. Yeah, I thought I'd come up and join you today.
Is it cooler?
Yeah, it is cool, and it's been raining on and off today. It rained all day yesterday. Yeah, I'm feeling a tad waterlogged, I think. I'm going to swing around here.
William, you go take care of it, man.
Sorry? Oh, William, yeah.
Oh, William. There. Yeah, that's really a lot of crazy stuff took place on that East Coast for a while.
Yeah, no, that video I alluded to earlier, that was scary. Yeah, it's a shame. It was a pretty city, but it was, yeah, it's like anarchy is set loose there. I don't know what it's like now, but this was not that long ago, really.
Well, them friends of mine that moved from there, they said in parts of it hadn't gotten much better. It's just a free for all up there in places.
Yeah, it's a shame, and of course, the lockdowns and things that went on, and like unemployment and things like that, would have been a major contributor to a lot of it, I guess.
Yeah, a lot of it political.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's, people don't realize it. And they'll make fun of some of these people that are preppers and stuff like that. But civilization is a pretty thin veneer. It don't take much you can see somebody have a hurricane or a tornado or something like that, and within 4 hours, people will be breaking into houses, stealing everything.
Yeah. I often wonder, like people that over there that live in those, well, I don't know, whether they're tornado alleys or whatever they call them. How those guys get on for insurance and things. They must have to pay through the roof.
The tornadoes they don't cover that much area.
Yeah, I know they're hit and miss, but
Yeah,
I mean,
there's
yeah,
not like a
but like you see, I mean, I only see what I see on the news, but they literally, sort of, you've got like a line of devastation, and most of it, I guess, is sort of out in open plains and things like that. But the ones that rip through townships and things, virtually just decimate them,
yeah,
or paths
but
of them. Yeah.
it's so scattered out. Uh, it's not concentrated like a hurricane or that kind of storm, to where there's just
Yeah.
people affected. And a lot of these things will tear one or two houses up. They might tear some farmland up.
Yeah, yeah,
And then
yeah, but it's still. I mean, we have our problems here too. I mean, we go from, drought to fires, and then into flooding rains. Sort of in parts of Australia and things like that. But um, like tornadoes, hurricanes that you call, or cyclones. Like it's mostly limited up to our top end of Australia, and a lot of areas that it does hit, other than coastals, but areas that it hits inland or things like that. The devastation is not so much there. Flooding is probably the worst because it's a wider spread area that it hits. But and then of course you've got the runoff situation, and you can watch from town to town to town to town to town, as the water comes through. But like fortunately we don't have, like they're usually, pretty quick coming and going, and yeah, it's no one anywhere in the world, I guess, is unscathed by one, you know,
uh-oh,
yes,
here come
phenomena or another.
here come that crazy redhead. Hello, Gracie.
No, I was wondering which one you were talking about. Then I was looking for Cass as well. So.
That's one thing about it. Gracie, does that red hair glow in the dark? That'd look weird, wouldn't it? A redhead come floating through the house. Doom, 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 doom. Hello, Verna. How you doing, girl?
Hi, Verna.
I like that short you put out today, Gracie. I, that was about the exes. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was getting confused over that too. Yeah, Gracie and Charlie Grace. Yeah.
Off
I, I recognise faces more readily than I recognise names, and there's so many of you guys. I mean, I've come to know a lot of you, but yeah, some of them I just, the names just escape me.
I have a hard enough time in here trying to remember the names up under the
The
original
channels.
that And that's not my strong suit anyway. Well, I'm sorry, Gracie. It done got a damn doghouse and didn't even know it.
The temperatures must have dropped here. My heater's just come on. It doesn't come on until 4 o'clock.
That's the way it's been here. It'd be warm in the daytime, and then the wind would start blowing, and then it'd drop down where you got to have a light jacket on at night. That's kind of where it make people sick.
My weather thing down the bottom of my screens hasn't changed. It's not telling me the temperature. It just says rain coming. And an umbrella. Terrific. That's really informative.
That was a little deep. I probably screwed that up pronouncing it, but coming in.
A new one. You got a new one there, Maritza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Kenny got it going. Hello, Carl. I tell you what, I appreciate that. I'm gonna have time I get my 1,000 subs in. I'm gonna have 20,000 hours of watch time.
Well, there you go. Yeah, well, you got 280 subs now, so yeah, it's going well.
Well, it's slow to be. I'm picking 1 or 2, 3 up a week, and then of course sometimes you'll lose some, So, but it's steady climbing.
Yeah. Yeah, they say that takes the longest to get to the 1,000, but then it seems to be to steady out from there. But oh God, that ain't certainly never happened to me. Well, I've got no intention of putting out any content. So,
Gracie, I'm not going to answer that, and I'm not going to incriminate myself. Lillian.
Good night, Lillian.
You never did tell me if your hubby was doing better.
Oh, God. I need another haircut.
I got a haircut now. I'm cold.
I got mine all but shaved off at the back of the head. I sweat like a God only knows what under my mop. So yeah, I had it all. Yeah, I don't know what they get the clippers out, and I don't know what it was. It's short anyway. But yeah, got all that chopped off. God, you should have seen the mess on the floor. But yeah, if I wanted to keep my hair one length, sort of the same, I'd have to get it cut every 2 weeks. It grows about half an inch in 2 weeks.
My hair grows fast.
Yeah. And my hair's fine, but I've got a ton of it. I shed like a husky. I don't vacuum the floors. I mow.
Hey, Cass, how you doing, girl?
There she is. Now there's your redhead.
Yeah, that's a redhead too.
Just somebody walk over my grave. Oh, for God's sake, hair.
I walked in there when I got a haircut the other day, and they said, "Well,
hi, Michael Ann."
Hey, Miss Michael Ann asked me, said, "How short you want to cut it?" And I said, "I want it pretty short." And she said, "Well, you want a GI clip?" Hell no.
Not that short.
Well, I've had my head busted open so many times, the top of my head looked like a road map.
Yeah, I've got a couple of skid marks on mine. Compliments of one of my brothers. Yeah.
I never heard the sweat like a stuck pig. I've heard the bleed like a stuck pig, so Lex.
Mm.
I tell you what, this dog keeps me. I don't have to worry about getting too much blood. His little old bitty toenails are just like razors, and he keeps my arms cut up all the time.
Yeah, you'll have to get out the Dremel.
Shoot, that's what we were talking about a while ago. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have some help. You gone now? I mean, Crystal, or she just coming? It's been a long day. Oh, yeah. Boy, that wind is blowing here tonight.
Yeah, it was windy here last night, but not bad. But yeah, it got quite cool. So I normally have the windows open in the kitchen here, but I had to close them off last night. Yeah, it was chilling the air, even though the heater was on. But yeah,
Yeah, and I took and crawled on that little old bike, the small one today, and ran to the store right quick. And man, that was like herding a herd of turtles. That wind blowing you all over the highway.
yeah. No, I like it. I like to be surrounded by a bit of metal. Yeah, I'll stay inside a car and keep your bikes.
I've owned that bike 3 weeks and got 1,000 miles on it now.
Yeah, yeah. God, I've owned my car for 11 years now from new, and yeah, my brother was still alive. He'd call this one the Monument 2. Yeah, I've only got 26,500 kilometres on it. It's pristine. Yeah. Oh, it's still got the nipples on the tyres, for God's sake.
Well, last year I put 25,000 miles on that big bike.
I don't wear my cars out. Yeah, the batteries go. The car I had before, I collapsed 5 batteries in it through lack of use. And because the damn car's been sitting for 2 years here, with all the lockdowns we had, we could only travel about 5 kilometres, about 3 mile radius from our homes. So, and that was only for bare necessities. So, they went nowhere. In fact, I've got to get it out now and get it serviced, even though it's only sat there for 2 years, or just done short little runs.
Well, last year on that motorcycle, I went up to Montana, the bottom of Montana, and that put, I put 4,000 miles, nearly 5 on that bike just on that one trip. But I don't know. I got where I'd rather ride that bike than I had the car, unless it's raining and real cold. But got caught.
Did you guys have lockdowns in the States as such? I mean, God, I know our state here. It was tantamount to martial law. We weren't allowed to move.
It didn't get quite that bad here. But I don't know how the rest of the country was. But in Texas,
yeah, well, we even had our some of our armed services, manning highways and things like this, and stopping people. The people in the metro area were not allowed to enter into the rural districts of the states, simply because the rural districts were mostly untainted by the virus. And we had like the army set off on highways, stopping people from, unless they have specific permits, stopping people from transiting from one place to the other. And yeah, it was unreal. Yeah.
This is the first time since I've been born I ever saw anything like this.
Yeah, no, not in my lifetime either.
But in Texas, they got away from that like that pretty fast.
Yeah. I just picked up where Gracie said, did I say my tyres have nipples? Brand new tyres, Gracie, you'll see they got like a little extrusion tags, dotted around them. That's what we call nipples here. Yeah. Yeah. Ron knew what I meant.
We're going to keep Kenny away from new tires now.
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, no, we'd need tweezers to pick those things up. They're just like a little filament. It's just where where the tyres are extruded. They, must be like little weep holes in them for, when they're moulding.
Just keep talking, Janice. You're getting in deeper and deeper and deeper.
Oh, I know what I'm talking about, and I'm not being. Yeah, my mind's not in the gutter, Ron.
Bullshit.
Most of the time.
Talking about the little bitty nipples with holes in the end of them, the weep holes.
No, the mould. The weep holes in it.
I guess it lost something in the transition. Huh?
Yeah. You know what I meant. You'd be familiar with brand new tyres and those little things on the tyres.
Yeah, and nipples too.
Yep. Yeah. No, I'm not touching that one.
I would.
Yep, I know.
I'll get myself.
Why do you think I sit so far back from a damn screen on my computer? You're always at it. It's a wonder you haven't got calluses on your fingers. Made you look.
Hello, Scott Jacobs. I didn't see him come in. There you go. Yeah, I know it, Grayson. That's something funny here in Texas. I don't think I've ever seen a snowplow in Texas. I don't think they have any.
I've never seen a snowplow ever.
I'm glad. Used to, you had to be real careful. I think they've sort of changed the formula for it, but used to they used regular salt to salt them highways up north, and you had to be careful about buying vehicles from up north. Rusted plumb out.
Yeah, not to mention the degradation of the land with the runoff, though.
Howdy, y'all.
Hi, Kenny.
Oh, what are you doing, y'all?
Oh, not much. I just been binge watching YouTube videos and watching live streams. I actually took me a nap today. Okay?
Were you listening to the conversation?
Yeah, I was listening to the conversation. I had you running the whole time.
You amazed me, Kenny. I'm a pretty good night owl, but you leave me for dead. you must run on such little sleep. I don't know how you do it.
I slept about from about 5 o'clock this evening until about 9 o'clock. So got about 4 hours sleep.
Yeah, no, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, Kenny's just about got a master's degree in the boobs now.
Oh Lord.
Oh Lord, are you praying?
No.
More boobs, more boobs, more boobs.
No.
Just let it roll off your back like water off a duck's back, Kenny. No.
Hello, Jill.
Hey, Jill Weatherly and Scott Jacobs Appreciation, Ellsworth, Carl, Gracie, and Jack's Adventures, Solik, everybody in the chat, Michael Ann, Destination Delight, Diane Phoenix, everybody. Everybody in the chat.
Seen a few new names in here tonight, Ron.
Yeah, there's several in here that I recognize.
Yeah. Hit the thumbs up, guys. Help Ron get it out.
Yeah, I've learned that the more thumbs up that a video gets or a live stream, the more YouTube will push it out.
I forget about asking for subs and
that tells YouTube to push that content out more, that channel out more. I was watching Johnny's Journey this evening, and she got over 200 and some likes on her live stream tonight.
wow,
Yeah,
that's a talent.
she had almost 200 people in her chat tonight.
And I tell you what, she does a good job on them bands.
I agree there, Ron.
Yeah, she's something else. I've got to be the world's worst. I build a lot of stuff, and I'll build it up where it's usable. But when it comes to the little bitty finish out, painting the corners and all that kind of stuff, if it works, well then the hell with it.
I'm just washing some cups here. I suppose I better consider getting something organised for tea. Dinner at least. I went shopping yesterday and filled up the larder, so that's a free-for-all tonight. I don't know what I fancy. Family's been here.
Yeah, the more interaction a video gets or a live stream, either one, the more YouTube will push it out. Because YouTube really likes that stuff. So.
There's a guy that rides a motorcycle all over the country, and he was doing real well. I mean, their channel was really rocking and rolling. And he got sick. And when he did, he didn't post any videos for about 6 or 7 months. And he's trying to come back now, but YouTube not pushing his videos anymore. He used to be getting, 400 or 500 views on every video. And now he's maybe 25. And that just comes from YouTube not pushing them.
Tell me, Kenny, if that's the case, like he hasn't any content out for some time, does, like say for 12 months, does his subs start to drop off because of that?
Read that bottom deal, Kenny.
Does anyone know how to troll? Please visit AJ's Avengers is a no needs destroyed.
You think that needs to leave?
Yeah. I'm not sure what he's doing there. I think that needs to, cause that.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Because I don't know it. That could be a good possibility because if the channel's not putting out any content, that's not leaving them really anything to watch, and
That's
they're
right.
like,
Yeah.
and so they're like, well, why should I be? They're probably like, why should I be connected with this channel if he's not going to put out any content, or why should it still be,
Apart from them, withdrawing their subscription, would they just automatically drop off if there is no content? Over a period of time, say 12 months.
Yeah, I know YouTube takes subscribers away and stuff, especially if the channel's not, especially if the channel hasn't been active or anything. But I mean, there's different opinions about it.
Yeah, because the same would apply, I guess, to like us non-content channels. Like I've got a handful of subs, but I don't have any content. So I guess if I see them start to drop off, well, so be it. But if they stay there, well, then YouTube doesn't remove them.
Jill,
It's just curious, that's all.
This channel don't have a topic. We just sort of wing it, whatever comes up, or goes down, or whatever.
It's a sit around the table and have have a good yak with friends here, isn't it, Ron?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll tell you the reason why a channel usually connects with a non-content creator is because usually sometimes a person that's a non-content, usually eventually, sometimes later on in life, decides they want to do a channel, and then that's the reason why they connect.
Yeah. I was just curious. It's yeah. And of course, I guess there are a lot of people there that are fledglings, do hope to, sort of build their channel and make it worthwhile, and then start to put out content or have content to put out.
Well,
yeah. No, I'm not going to go down that path. I know that. I mean, it'd bore you to death what whatever I'd put out.
I think a lot of that is they'll put you up on the front page on the videos, on the list of videos, and recommend videos. That puts it out to a lot of other people that's not normally hooked up to you.
Yeah.
The subs are important to get to 1,000, but after that, the subs don't really mean anything.
No.
It's all about,
unless you want the channel to start paying for itself, and get monetized. And
as long as you stay above 1,000, though, you're gonna be, if you're monetized. But what they pay off of is the views.
Yeah,
the views and the people that watch the ads.
Yeah.
But you also have to make $100 in super chats and super stickers before YouTube will actually send you a paycheck.
Really?
Yes.
I I think they'll send you one off the videos, won't they? Because I know see a lot of these big channels that don't get super chats. But I think you got to have $100 in that account, regardless where it comes from, ads or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
But
you have to be able to, because Roy and Becky have been monetized for a while now, and they know more about it because.
well, I'm like you. I don't know if I'm going to get monetized or not. I don't know if it's workable for me because
Yeah.
I don't ever figure I'm going to have 100,000 subscribers or you know.
It's $100 all around. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. No, well, it'd cost me.
But it takes pennies at a time to even get there. So
It'd cost me a fortune just to set up in equipment to be able to do it. So
you know,
I literally start from scratch.
most people think they're gonna get rich off of YouTube. You ain't gonna get rich off of YouTube.
Not unless you hit it just right. Yeah.
I mean, had I started it younger, I would have had some, good possibilities for videos and that when I travelled around Australia, and just to show people the countryside, and we'd get off the beaten track and do bits and pieces, but not so much these days.
Gracie,
Getting too old for that.
have you ever been to Big Bend, Gracie? If you haven't, you need to go down in that part of the country. You talk about night skies now, because you got no lights maybe for 50 miles, and you talk about seeing stars, and it's just amazing how much difference there is. I hunt down in South Texas sometime, and some of them old ranches down there are 50, 100,000 acres, and you'll get in the middle of them, and there won't be a light. You get on top of a hill and look, and there won't be a light anywhere, just for 50 miles. Good night, Cass. You gonna run off on us?
Good night, Cass. Great live earlier. Really enjoyed your live.
Down in the down around Big Bend in Texas is where I'm talking about, Grace. You can Google it, and they got all kind of stuff on it. But that's a neat place if you want to see the skies.
We had a property up in the country, and saw some strange things up there. There was, and not far down the road from where we were, and that they were getting crop circles and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, I'll never forget one night. My brother was out and had the dog with him, and that little dog was so placid, and but anyway, she just about ripped the interior of the car apart. Yeah, trying to get out. Whatever was around, she didn't like, and it was up where the crop circles were. Yeah, and she, how they put I don't know whether it's vinyl or whatever it is, between the door pillow and the front and back door. She chewed that off and ripped seats. And, she trashed the inside of the car. And, when my brother come out, he opened the door, and the dog ripped past him that fast, headed straight for the house. She went through the fly screen wire door, unopened. She went just straight through it and hid under a table inside the house. Yeah. He had to carry her back out to the car to get her back in the car again to go home. She was terrified.
Mm. Well, that down in Big Bend I'm talking about, they've got a telescope deal there that you can, one that brings all the stars and stuff in, built up on top of a mountain. And then they got another place there they call the Marfa Lights. That they've got some lights that show up every once in a while, like the northern lights up north, and it's pretty neat. There's places out there, but boy, it's open, desolate country. There's one stretch down there that there's not. I think there's not a gas station or a light for like 130 miles or something like that.
Yeah.
It's
really, you got to be out in the open, and no near towns where you got the lighting and that around. And then if you get out into the open spaces and at night time and that you don't need, half the time you don't need lights. The stars are so bright. Yeah, it's astounding, and all the constellations that you can see, and yeah.
I've carried some people hunting with me down in South Texas before, and I'm talking about grown men. And after about 2 days down there, usually the comment is, I had never seen the skies or the stars before. They were raised in cities and all the lights and stuff like that, and they really don't know what it's about. It's different.
Yeah.
That's the way Kenny gonna look when he comes back off his cruise. He gonna have stars in his eyes.
Yeah,
I'm laughing at my dad over here. He's sneezing like crazy.
He's what? Sneezing?
Sneezing like crazy.
Yeah, we hunt a lot of wild hogs down here. I like to hunt them with a bow. They're a blast. Most of the time, I'm either deer hunting down there, or javelina hunting. I tell you what, I get to reading about where the Kiwis are. I'm trying to think the name of the island.
New Zealanders.
New Zealand. I could go to New Zealand and just hunt my life away over there, all the critters they've got. And they got everything in the world over there.
I don't think they'd be too happy about that.
Do what?
I don't think they'd be too happy about that. What sort of critters are you talking about?
Oh, they got deer and elk and white-tailed deer, fallow deer, that were imported in there and turned loose.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got. I don't know what sort of deer they are, or even how they got here. To be honest with you, because they're not native. But we've got a few areas where there's the deer, but I don't know. I don't know what hunting is on deer. I don't know whether a lot of them are like a domestic stock. And you might have the escapees that get into the national parks and what have you, but yeah, I don't know what the story is with the deer here. I know we've got them, further up the road from here, in Victoria. I don't know how widely spread they are.
Well, I got some people that I get on YouTube with, and one of the guys over there in Australia, that's what he does for a living, is shoot them camels and donkeys and feral dogs. And
they do the roo culls and the kangaroo culls, and as well wild boar, foxes.
Cats was the one that surprised me. House cats.
the feral cats. Yeah. They keep our rangers busy.
So
Yeah.
in
You'll
Texas,
see them. They get down in the drainage networks, and you'll see them come up out of the drains. Yeah, but their problem. Well, they can't be re-domesticated because they literally rip you apart. But is the wildlife, the small wildlife that they decimate. Between the cats and the foxes,
I
they've pushed a lot of natives to almost extinction. The bilby is one that comes to mind, and they've been working furiously with those for years, particularly over in Western Australia, trying to rebuild populations of the bilbies. Yeah. But bird life and things like that with the cats, and they've really created a lot of problems.
hello, fairy dust, and I see Crystal just can't stay away. She got to come back. So, Lex, down here in Texas, well, deer tags are 5 deer. That's normal. And in some places, if you got what they call a it's a special license, it's MLD tag, you can kill 20, 30 deer. If you got an overpopulation or something. Fairy dust, what are you up to, girl? Yeah, you just mess with that's all, Crystal. Oh, Kendra, how you doing, darling?
Hey, Kendra.
It gets you every time.
Damn, Kenny was on
I
point.
think Kenny, you're a little sweet on Kendra. Yeah.
He gonna get a crick in his damn neck swinging his head around that fast.
Study read the chat.
Yeah.
Okay, come on. Let's see what kind of excuse you can come up with. Jill, I live in Waco, but I'm hunted all over Texas. But yeah. Done got your cat nap, huh? Fairy dust. Damn, you just passing through, huh, Crystal?
Good night, Crystal.
Can you not sleep, or you just, or you still sick?
She was looking a bit better last night.
Yeah, she seemed like she felt pretty good last night.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, I liked it the other night when she actually fell asleep on the panel there.
Oh, she wasn't well, Kenny.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
one of your stunts, didn't you, Kenny?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, when you're feeling that poorly, you're best off to sleep when you can.
I can't go to sleep sitting up. I got to laying down and go to sleep.
Oh.
So you couldn't sit here in this chair and go to sleep?
No. I've had every house I've ever owned, and when I was married, there always were recliners in the house, and I can kick a recliner back and can't go to sleep in it.
When my mum started to go downhill, we went out and we got some of the, the Jason recliners, and she couldn't operate the ones. I think it's like your one, Kenny, where you've got to use your legs to draw back the footstool part. But she couldn't operate those. She wasn't strong enough. So she's got the hand lever one, and the hand lever is so easy on our ones here. But those damn things, I call them green machines. They're green in colour. But they'll lay you back almost to horizontal. And the upholstery, the padding, the lumbar support and everything in it, it just seems to wrap around you and grab hold of you. And I can't last any longer than 5 minutes in the damn things. I'm dead to the world. Even the couch, the couch, I can actually lay on the couch, without my feet up in one end and my head up in the other. It's, get in that, and I'm suckered every time. So, I stay away from them.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, Fairy Dust. The thing about, I sleep on my side, and if there's any bend at all, it'll put a crick in my back. Now I can stretch out on the floor or on a couch where I can stretch out, and I can go to sleep quick.
Yeah. No, but these damn chairs, they're beautiful chair. I think they were the last ones made in Australia. And but the action of them, they're rockers as well, but the action of them is really, really gentle. It's easy to operate it. And I didn't want any, an electric one or anything like that, because, for fear of tripping over the cord or something. But those damn things, but I'm not the only one they get. Doesn't matter who sits in them. Like my elderly neighbour will come in and we'll watch a bit of TV or something like that from time to time and give her 5 minutes, and she's out like a light too.
Well, I can't click on it. I'll have to come back later and look at that, Fairy Dust. If she got a live like this, and she's from Texas, she might be a mess. My wife, Janice, loved recliner. And she could lean back in that recliner, and I always teased her she's like one of these dolls, that girls would get back where you lay them down and their eyes roll back, their eyes closed. That's just the way she was. She'd get in that recliner, and just as soon as her feet got higher than her head, she was asleep.
Yeah. No, well, I've never seen a damn chair like it, and it's a classic. Yeah. And many a time, my neighbour's snuck in. She's been calling out to me, and here I am snoring my lungs out, dead to the world in one of the chairs or on the lounge.
Where you live at now?
Sorry?
Jill was talking about living in Texas for a long time. I asked where she lives now. Where's Michael Ann at? She's too damn quiet. She come in here a while ago, but she must have left.
She may have fell asleep. She may have went to bed or something. May have fell asleep.
Well, she's another one that gets up at the crack of dawn too.
She usually likes to get on with the Down Under Cruisers when they come on at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Sean?
I don't see that time of day.
I got him cracking up at night. First time I seen him just sort of lose it.
Yeah. And she might be trying to catch up on some videos or something.
Ain't no telling knowing that girl.
That's what I've been doing. I've I've been trying to catch up on people's videos and stuff, and I about made it through all the way through Northeast Georgia Mountain Folk channel.
I had a light day today, Kenny. I only had 5 waiting for me when I got up today. 5 videos queued up to watch.
Okay.
That's a light day.
Yeah.
Usually 9 or 10.
Yeah. When I subscribe to a channel, I will watch videos, live streams, whatever you got on your channel, and I will stay connected. I'm not one of these that will only just connect just to connect. You know what I mean? And
Yeah. No, I watch all the ones that I'm sub to, as many as I can anyway. You know, if they have a live, and most times it depends on the time of day, but most times I miss them because it's through the wee hours of my night. But I'll watch them the next day. And their videos. I try to prowl through, all of them, if not, or as many as I can. Some people are so prolific. They've got hundreds of videos, and I haven't seen them all. But
thanks for coming in and appreciate the thumbs up, girl.
I'm not surprised Diane's still behind on videos. Diane, she's a mod and subs has subbed to so many channels that I'm aware of, and Lord knows how many others. And Diane, there's only so many hours in the day.
I made it all the way through Misha Lee the other day. I've watched all her videos, and I watched. I about made it through, like I said, Northeast Georgia Mountain Folk, and there's one other channel I made it all the way through. I can't remember who it was. But I had literally. Oh, Michelle's Tasted Dishes.
I do.
Hello, Miss B. How you doing, girl? That popcorn sounds good. I think I ran out. I'm going to have to buy some more pop. I'm going to have to go spend about $500 on groceries sometime this week. I'm just slow to be.
Popcorn. I got popcorn over here.
You don't have to tell me that.
Dad bought some today. I ain't had popcorn in the coon's age, so to speak.
You ever eat any popcorn balls, Kenny?
Popcorn balls?
Yeah.
It's been a while, but I think I have. I don't remember. I don't know. I have not.
I always have trouble with popcorn. You know that, like a cellulose skin or whatever they have on them. They get stuck in my throat, and they make me cough and gag.
I don't remember nothing like it. I don't remember, but anyway, Dad says I had some when I was younger, but that was a long time ago. I'd have to.
A whole 12 months, Ron.
That was.
Kenny, you're still only a young boy.
That was years ago.
Okay.
My mom used to take, I think you took Cairo syrup and that popcorn, and cook it, Cairo syrup down, put some other stuff in it.
Now, are we talking about like caramel corn?
No, No.
No, it's not the same thing. He's talking something totally different, man.
This was actually made up in a ball like that.
He's not talking what you're thinking. He's talking something totally different.
Kenny, these are what you're going to have to lash out on.
Tams?
Yeah, they're the original.
Did you say that I could actually get those here in the States?
Yeah, you can. There's. I know of people over there that have had to get them, but these ones are double choc. Hang on.
Oh.
Double coat. Yeah, but I don't think you can get these over there. I love these ones.
Is that still
Wagon
wagon wheel?
wheels. Yeah.
Yeah, we have something called what is that looks like that kind of looks like the moon pies we have.
Yeah, or
We have
yeah,
moon pies over here, so yeah, we have something similar
yeah.
to
They got
that.
a jam in them, a marshmallow in between a biscuit covered in chocolate. I think. Hang on, if I
Yeah,
can work out where it is.
I'm gonna come to your house, Diane.
Yeah, but they are yummy. They originally started out, Kenny. They would have been about that round.
mm,
Yeah,
wow,
and now they're minimised. But
yeah,
yeah.
That's the only way to eat it, isn't it, Box Man D?
yeah.
Now that I've done my dishes, I'm going to start to dirty some again.
See, I could either take it or leave it myself because I don't I've cut way back on eating a lot of junk food. So
Cinnamon. I never heard of putting cinnamon on popcorn.
Honeyed popcorn is
you
nice.
put okay, Diane Phoenix says she puts butter and cinnamon on her popcorn. Interesting.
I bet that would taste good. I
Never heard of that.
never have heard.
Never heard of that concoction.
I ain't thought about one of them in years, Diane.
Hey, Scott from Kicking It Country.
Hello, kicking. Well, you and that box man by yourself, so it don't make a damn, does it, D? I take an ocean once in a while when I get hungry. I'll just pick some popcorn. I'll sit there and eat the whole stupid bag.
Yeah, no. It makes me gag.
Now, what in the hell is helpless popcorn, Diane? That's a new one on me, too.
Helpless popcorn.
That's what you said.
Good.
Do you have honey-coated popcorn over
Yeah.
there, Kenny?
Huh? Do what now?
Honey-coated popcorn?
Honey coated popcorn?
Yeah, that's nice.
No, but we do have what we call caramel corn, which is like coated with caramel. It's we do have what we call Cracker Jacks here, and that's
I like them.
and you can it's yeah, they're pretty good. I mean, but here again, that's something I ain't had in a coon's age. It's been a while.
In a coon's what?
Coon's age.
Coon's age.
Kenny, Cracker Jacks and a lot of cereals used to come with little toys like boat cars and all kind of stuff in a box.
I take it that must be another saying you've never heard of before.
Well, we don't have coons here, so no, I haven't.
That's a saying that people use when they haven't had something in a good long while, or they haven't seen somebody in a good long while. They'll say, "I hadn't seen so and so in such a coon's age," or whatever. It's just something especially us Southern people. We always use that drawl thing.
So like slap your brain in it.
Yeah. So yeah,
Box fan B, I'm gonna be nice about that. I could really make a wisecrack about what you just posted.
hard to type when you have butter fingers.
You never cease to amaze me, Ron, where your mind goes.
Do what?
Usually at the speed of light.
Now, I didn't understand what you said.
I said, you never cease to amaze me where your mind goes, like the speed of light. Straight to the gutter.
Somebody asked me what the hell I was thinking one day, and I said, I can't tell you what I'm thinking. Hell, I don't even know what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Or somebody that talks too much, we say that they got verbal diarrhea.
Yeah. I never heard of that.
Yeah, I mean that's just one of them good old sayings that us Southern people use all the time.
We getting popcorn 101 tonight.
Well, I'm going to make myself a hamburger.
A hamburger.
A hamburger. Got my meat.
Got the cheese. Got a bit.
My bun. Got my slice of cheese. Tomato.
Tomato.
Good night, Ellsworth.
I don't say tomato here. It's tomato.
Good night, Carl.
Good night, Carl.
Yeah, I'm the same way, Jill. I'm out of popcorn. They talking about all this. I bet I get some tomorrow.
Bugger.
I tell you something I've got hooked on lately, and I'm out of them too, is damn popsicles. I got to buying them damn things.
I got popsicles in the freezer, actually. No, you don't. I think, no.
Paul says you don't. You ate them all.
I guess I didn't think I had, but I did.
Well,
I did. Well, let's put it that way. I did have some popsicles at one time.
But yeah, it's the same thing as a mater kicking.
I think we got those freezer pops too. I think. You need. Well, we need to look in the freezer, see what all we got in there first. Before we assume things. Yeah.
Cook up my onions.
I might forget something, but I just start at one end and go to the other one. Because if I make a list, I forget to put something on the damn stuff. I tell you something, I'm bad about dill pickles and all this.
Oh, I love dill pickles. Hey, sometime this week, Dad's gonna fix some corned beef and red cabbage.
Never had that. In fact, until about 3 months ago, I'd never tasted corned beef.
Oh, corned beef it's heavenly. It'll make your tongue slap your brain.
Yeah, I like a piece of corned beef.
Well, it is the canned corned beef what it really supposed to taste like, or is it?
No, worlds apart. No, you get yourself a nice piece of, well, we call it the Girello. It's usually the top, a top portion of the rump or whatever. and yeah, with a bit of vinegar and bay leaf, brown sugar, and slow cook it, and yeah, and just let that steep, and then take it out with and serve it up with. You can do the cabbage. I do cabbage. I use the green cabbage Kenny, and bacon and onion in that, and mashed potato,
Dang.
and usually carrots or something else, carrots, beans, whatever, and yeah, have the corned beef, and cold the next day. Corned beef with sweet mustard pickles, yeah, in a sandwich. Yum.
I'd always heard about it. I just picked up some off the can.
I've never baked it, Diane. It's always been put on the stove to bring to the boil and let steep.
Yeah, anybody ever had buffalo burgers?
No.
Had what?
Buffalo burgers?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've tried it. Buffalo was one of them things like deer meat.
Yeah.
You got to know how to cook it. Yeah. Well, we got plenty of briskets down here. Boy, I tell you what, I've got friends of mine that did barbecue cook-off deals. I'd hate to have their meat bill now. I looked at a brisket the other day, and it wasn't a real big one. The damn thing was nearly $100.
Yeah, our meat's sky high too here recently, but that's been severely impacted, with the droughts and the floods now too. So, but
Sorry to hear that,
and everything, regardless of that, everything's going up in price because of the damn fuel prices.
Well, when gas goes up, everything else goes up with it.
Yeah, because it's all transported, Kenny. Yeah. Our prices are coming down, but I see yesterday they were what, $1.53 or $1.54, I think, something like that, a litre. For standard unleaded.
Our prices aren't coming down anytime soon.
No, ours got up to, for standard unleaded, got up to $2.05. But don't forget, there's a little over 3.5 litres to one of your gallons, so that put it way over the $6 mark a gallon.
I'll tell you what, it's come down a little bit in Texas. I just wonder if they're going to do the same thing this time when election time comes up. They usually drive all the prices down right before an election, trying to make everybody doing a good job.
Yeah, we've got elections here on the, what date was it? 21st of May. Oh, that's always a fun time. It's a case to throw all the names up in the air and whatever lands first, because none of them are worth any. Not worth a cracker.
$534. I don't doubt that, Peace Dragon.
$534 for buffalo brisket there in Montana. Wow.
Yeah, I guarantee they will kick it. Yeah. We get screwed in a lot of different ways. Don't even get kissed before they do it.
Yeah. But it's all right to have these, huge price hikes. But when the average wage hasn't increased, certainly not in the last 2 years. Yeah, here, it's putting people to the wall. People are starting to get desperate.
Yeah, they are. Boy, I can hear
Good
that.
night, Roy and Becky.
You gone, Roy? Tell you what, y'all done made me hungry now.
I'm just cooking my onions.
What you having good for dinner, Janice?
I'm making myself a hamburger, Kenny.
Making yourself a hamburger?
Yep. In a bun. Yeah. Just throw it together. I'm just tossing up whether I'll put a slice of pineapple on it.
You put a little bacon on it sometime, Janice?
No. Like you get a hamburger here with a lot. You've got egg, you've got bacon, you've got your lettuce, tomato, cheese, onion, and your meat. That's generally a hamburger with a lot. But no, I generally have the lettuce, tomato, cheese, onion, the meat, and I might have a pineapple ring cooked and put on that too. That's a hamburger I particularly enjoy. But they're just they're just like your standard hamburgers sold at our fish and chip shops. But
Gracie's asking you, Janice, do you watch a channel called Camper Van Woman clearing her mouse house on happenstance?
what was that?
I don't know. Go up to Gracie's. She got a post. You'll have to dial up a little bit.
Camper van woman clearing her mouse house on happenstance. Never seen it, Gracie. No. Never come across that one.
You know, everybody always talking about fish tacos. That's one I've never had.
I can't remember the last time I had a taco. I think I was still working in town. God, and that was back in 98 was when I finished up in town.
I found a little, about 5 or 6 miles from me, a little hole in the wall Mexican restaurant. Ooh, now they pick some good food.
They're rare as rocking horse poo around here, Mexican restaurants. Which is a shame. I love Mexican.
And I love Mexican food or Tex-Mex.
Yeah. No, pretty much if I fancy Mexican, I've got to make my own.
I tell you what, I like different Mexican restaurants for the different sauces. Some of the sauces don't amount to anything, and some of them are really good. I can eat my weight in them. But I wear them chips and salsa out. Because my only trouble with that, I eat too much salt usually.
Yeah.
And like tortillas, I don't particularly care for flour tortillas, but I love warm corn tortillas. You can doctor them things up. I can eat my weight in them. I went down in old Mexico. A friend of mine bought a ranch down there. And when he bought it, he didn't realize, but he bought 2 towns with the ranch that went with it. And it people that worked on it, you know. Well, there was an old woman there. I ain't no telling how old she was. And she had, every morning she'd get up and build a fire, and she had a big old flat rock set up on some other rock. And she'd sit there and start making them corn tortillas fresh. She'd go to laughing when I started walking up, because I could sit there and I bet I'd eat 15 of them.
Yeah.
Right off that rock and that fresh corn. She grind her own corn. Woo.
Yeah, I don't know why it never took off here. I think the first Mexican restaurant we had was Taco Bell's, and that was in town. This is in Victoria. I can't speak for other states. And I believe well, if they're still there, a Mexican restaurant in Fairfield, which is, it's not that far away from me, I guess, but it's awkward to get to. I know that, but it's probably a good half an hour
What's the
away
name
from
of
me.
the channel, Gracie?
Camper Van Woman, I think it's called.
Camper Van Woman?
Yeah.
I think Diane got it, I think. Oh, okay.
That's the only trouble. There's a new channel. I wonder how many channels a day are getting on YouTube.
Oh, the supply is limitless. Like you just got to sit back and take stock of what you're doing. Find themes that that you enjoy and sort of either work your way through them or find your
I
preferences.
think I'm gonna go check out that channel here later.
I tell you what, when I first got on YouTube about 3 years ago,
Hey, Angie.
there wasn't very many RV channels. There were several big channels like Bob Wells and RV Dreams and some of that. And now you put RV in there full time and Lord, you come up with 50 pages of channels.
Oh, yeah. When I first started to seriously look at YouTube, just from an entertainment point of view, as opposed to, like you'd pull up something that was related to a specific topic that you were chasing down. But I come across a young boy, a lot in this chat here will know, Britton Lockhart, Depths of History. And he was had his metal detector and was hunting down Civil War artifacts. And he was only a young boy, or he still is. But yeah, he got me started in the YouTube world, and he's an entertaining young lad. But I think when he first started, he was only about 12 or 13. I came after that, of course, but I think he's only in his early 20s now. But that started me with the bug, watching YouTube.
Oh, she's in Australia too. Interesting.
Angie, what you up to, girl? Well,
I love seeing her getting up here and cracking up here. Somebody needs to come. She needs to come up here and crack up.
yeah. Well, you did a pretty damn good job yourself.
Oh Lord.
You can still mention quail around Angie and she'll just fall out on the floor laughing.
Oh dear.
You know, the one that I laughed out more than anybody else on that night was Michael Ann. You know, Michael Ann, she's She'll crack up about something every once in a while, but normally she don't just lose it. And she lost it that
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's sort of opened a few items for discussion. But the mental pictures that you get from things like that—that's what makes you crack up. And then, of course, everyone starts laughing. You laugh too.
you can't help but laugh when Kenny laughs.
No, no. Kenny gets me going. I know that. Yeah. Although at times you worry me, Kenny. Yeah, you don't take a second to take in a breath. You know, I live in fear that you're going to pass out when you start laughing.
Okay, Peace Dragons want me to read this comment. Our Mexican restaurant was forced to close down. I miss them. Their Swiss cheese habanero, is that how you pronounce it? Beef and chicken taco. And ranch dressing. Ooh, so good. I'll leave the ranch off, but I might try that other. I don't know.
I'll tell you what, Mexican food is so many different ways to fix it. Some of it I like, some of it I don't. A lot of it's too damn greasy.
Yeah. I know when I go to a Mexican restaurant, I always request no sour cream and no avocado or guacamole.
I like a guacamole, and I
Yeah,
can
I
eat.
do.
I
Yeah,
can eat
that's
that
the only time. Yeah, that's the
avocado.
only.
It,
Sorry, Rob. I'll shut up. I'll keep going. Over here.
avocado just tastes like whatever the hell you put on it. The avocado itself don't taste like anything to me.
Avocado itself is too bitter from the ones I've had. Even that one I tried out there in Quartzsite is nasty. You're muted, so
Yeah, so there's one thing I'd like to say. I'm not getting my questions answered, so I had to come up here. One thing on briskets. Never mess with a Texican and their briskets. They're famous for their briskets in Texas.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at all that brisket there.
You ever go to the barbecue cook-offs?
Oh man, well those things are good.
have a good one, Scott.
All the free food you want.
You can try every kind of tasting brisket from so hot that you can't put it in your mouth to bland. Everybody got a different idea.
So I wanted to ask Kenneth a medical question, if I could, please.
Sure.
So, do you have any medical advice, Kenneth, if one slaps their brain too much with their tongue?
No. 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 That's just an old saying that people use when something tastes so good that
Or slap your grandma ain't bad either, is it?
yeah, slap your grandma. Man.
You know
Yeah.
when a fella has a really decent steak. I mean, there's steaks out there, but there's that one steak that just melts in your mouth, and it feels like heaven.
Shoot.
And make your tongue slap your brain or slap your mama or granny.
That's right.
Y'all about steak now. Now y'all gonna make me hungry for some prime rib.
I just found out today. I asked the boys. I says, "What is the best damn steak you can buy?" I don't care. Money's not an object. I want to get one of them steaks that melt in your mouth and things. And a fella told me a porterhouse steak. So I looked up porterhouse steak. You know what a porterhouse steak is? It's a T-bone steak with the bone cut out. That's all a porterhouse steak is.
Well,
So
of all the steaks out there, I've eaten just about every kind that they make, but if it's just a regular steak, you can't hardly beat just a damn T-bone. That bone puts a lot of flavor in that steak.
Yeah.
You know.
We were kids, and he'd get his prime rib out there, and he'd always cook mom a T-bone steak because that was her favorite. Until his kids found out how yummy they were, and then she's like a cat. She won't let anybody touch her T-bone.
I like a filet mignon D or porterhouse, but I'll still go back that T-bone.
Yeah, I'm sold on T-bones. You know, that's interesting. A T-bone makes me feel more like a carnival than a porterhouse.
I don't know, but I can work my way around one pretty regular if I got it here. I had a friend of mine that I cook steaks 100 different ways, but he gets a cast iron skillet and I put that thing on a barbecue grill, and he'll get it damn near red hot. I mean, it'll just be you drop of peanut oil on it, and it'll just smoke, And then he'll throw that steak in there for about a minute and a half or 2 minutes on each side, and just sear the outside of it, and then turn everything down and cook it for a few more minutes. Ooh, that's the best damn medium rare steak you can put in your mouth.
Well, I know what you're going to be dreaming about tonight, Ron.
Yeah. Now, what I'm really the hungriest for, I was sitting there thinking about it a while ago. I haven't done any ribs in a long time, and I'm gonna get some couple racks of ribs and make tomorrow, I think.
It's really difficult finding the steak that you like and everything. And here's what I found out. If you don't go to Walmart, if you don't go to the box stores, if you go to the mom and pop store where they butcher their own meat, that's where you're going to find the best cut of meat. I've learned that.
Yeah, that's right. I used to have a friend of mine, or at least still does, owns a butcher shop, and we raised up together. And I'll go down. He lives about 200 miles from me, and I go down to visit some of my kinfolks and walk in Gary's meat place and tell him I wanted a steak cut, 7/8 of an inch thick or an inch thick, and he'd reach in that counter and start to cut it. And no, you go back there in your freezer and you cut me a steak off that meat you got hanging back there.
Oh, and, yeah. And I'm down here with Renee Fairy Dust and Diane. What they said is that if I had a choice between a T-bone and baby back ribs, I would probably go with the baby back ribs. We had this one place called Archer's. It was just a family-owned little pub, and they had the best baby back ribs. They served it to you in this big basket, and it was just heaping over in the basket. There's no way anybody could eat one of those things, but it was just dripping with gooey goodness.
Well, that steak I was talking about, he would have a half a beef hung up back in his own personal cooler, and it'd have mold on it, 1/4 inch thick. And, it'd been aged back in that ice house. They won't let them do it legally really anymore. But you could cut a steak off that thing and trim the outside up and cook it. Now, you take a fork and cut a steak all to pieces.
Nummy.
You talking about good now. Ooh, I haven't had one of those in a long time. Yeah, steaks have got hot box, man. And I really noticed it more this year because I always deer hunted, and 99% of the meat I ate was venison. And I didn't go hunt this year.
Venison's a tricky creature. If when you harvest the game that you selected, you have to you can't get away from it, but you have to go up there and you have to descent them right the very first thing. Because if you don't descent them, you're going to get that gamey venison taste.
Yeah, I put the best beef and the best deer meat on the same plate. People couldn't tell the difference.
What do you mean you like my background, Brene? Come on. I got all here. I'm going evil tonight.
Yeah, ground don't even smell good anymore, does it, Box Van? Yeah.
Oh, I like elk.
Yeah, elk is good. I'm
Elk
thinking
and
go try something. There's a place down here that's got a hunting operation, which I don't like the high fence hunting operation, but they get overpopulated with these axis deer. And I talked to one of them. They're wanting to trim some does off there. I'm gonna
you know
go
what?
down there in about a month and pop a couple of them does, and they're big. They may weigh 300 pounds. They're
I
not
know.
big deer.
Elk meat is like elk meat to deer meat is like um, coho salmon to a pink salmon. There's total difference in the taste.
Yeah. But I tell you what, they tell me, and I've never eaten any of it. I've eaten elk and buffalo and just about everything, but they claim that axis deer is the best tasting
Hey, V.
meat that you can get hold of. I
When
gotta try.
with deer, I'll go with whitetail every time over mule deer for taste. You got a lot of mule deer down there, don't you?
There's a few in West Texas, out around Big Bend. You got mule deer. Most of whitetail, Texas. Now Colorado's where I used to kill my mule deer. Yeah, that homemade jerky. I know I'm getting hungry for that too. I made up 35 pounds of jerky here about 6 months ago and vacuum sealed it and threw it in an ice box. I went out there the other day to get some jerky, and my buddy been getting into it, and one of them guys that works for him. Damn, I don't have one package of jerky left.
It's a great trail snack.
I guarantee you, I make some good jerky. It's a little too warm for some people. It's not hot, but it's just after as you're eating it, it's got a little bite to it. I like the mule deer if you take care of it. Most
Oh,
people don't take care of a mule deer right.
this old Montana boy had to go to college, and there were no funds, and so I had to get my college money like normal college person. I go up to Alaska, 6 months to Alaska, 6 months down to college, 6 months up to Alaska, and I was working the salmon industries up there, and then I got hooked up to moose meat. Oh, better than elk, I'm telling you. And I have never once, and I have to tell Paul this, I've never once been able to milk a moose.
Moose is one of those deals where one person will cuss it and say it ain't worth a dang, and the next person will just love it. And I think that's just like
story.
You got to take care of it.
Here's story time. My first event with moose, and it was the end of the salmon season. I was on my way back to college, and I thought, well, I'm going to go up to Fairbanks and check around there. And went up to Fairbanks, and on the way there's this place called Denali National Park, huge mountain. And I had no idea when opening season was, but when opening season happens, you either bivouac up in the house and get out of the firing range, or you're dead. So I ran out of gas. I'm in my little station wagon car, and I'm driving down. I ran out of gas, and the curvature of the earth is completely deceptive in Alaska. So I'm looking down there, and it's about 2 miles away. It's 10 o'clock, and I can get some more gas out of that junction right up there. And I'm walking. It was like 20 miles away. It's just so deceptive. And I'm hearing this noise in the muskeg on the left of me over here. I'm going, oh shit, wolves. So I have a pocket full of firecrackers. That was my whole defense. It was before bear spray was invented, I think. And I take out a firecracker and I pop it when they take off. And then it's on the other side of me. And I'm going, what the heck, man? There's wolves all around me. And I'm popping fireworks off all the way down that 20 miles down to that junction. I get down there and there's this giant big 1-inch thick glass, man. Picture window, huge. Like the whole side of the bar was nothing but a window. And I'm walking up to the bar and I'm, holding my gas can in my hand and I'm seeing all these people going like this. Get
Bucks, Wendy.
Get your ass in here. Get your ass in here. As I was going in, there's this Jeep and had a moose hanging over the top of the front end of the Jeep there. The head's gone and everything. And so I go in there and they says, what the heck's the matter with you, son? And I turn around and there's a Kodiak bear was following me. That was following me all the way into town. He sees that moose, grabs it with one arm, breaks the ropes off, and walks off with the freaking moose. I'm going, holy shit, I could have died. Then I turn around and I found out I jumped out of the pot into the fire. Because there on the bar was the moose head sitting there dripping all over the place with blood and everything. And there's like 4 people up there with spoons, and they were doing the whole chilled monkey brain thing, and they were just dipping the spoons. And
God.
I know. This is Alaska, people. That's my moose story.
Did you know that you've been up in Alaska, but people talk about bears and wolves and everything else. Moose kill more people in Alaska than any other animal.
Now, I want to qualify that, and what Ron Darrell just said was absolutely 100% correct. Been there, almost died. The problem with a moose is they're huge animals. They got a lot of weight behind them. They also have very long legs. On a dark road. There's no lights out anywhere except for the Milky Way galaxy. You're on a dark road and it's raining and you're traveling. You can't see a moose in the rain. It looks like the road. You hit that moose and it knocks the legs out from under him, and the entire 1,000 pounds shaves off the top of your car. That's why it's the most dangerous animal when it comes to car accidents is the moose.
Well, it kills more people too. Not the car accidents. The female moose, when they've got little ones now, they will wear you out. They'll go to stomping on, and that's the end of it.
So they once classified the road from Soldotna, Alaska to Kenai, Alaska as the most dangerous road in the world. And it was because of the moose. So many people died on that from moose incidents.
I'll tell you a funny story about them moose. I had a buddy of mine, and he was just an old redneck Texan. Well, he got to hauling pipe up to Alaska when they were building that Alaskan pipeline from Houston. And I saw him, and he was home for 3 or 4 weeks. I said, man, how come you're home so long? Usually you're burning that highway up. He said, I was up in Alaska and said that, and they didn't have everything paved in. He said that road had them heaves in it, the frost heaves in it. Said I was running about 15, 20 miles an hour and come around a corner and said there was a big bull moose standing right in the middle of the damn highway. And said I was going slow and said I just keep easing up on him and think, well, he'll get out of the way in a minute. And said I got right up on top of him and he just bowed his neck up and said I made the worst mistake I ever made truck driving. Said I reached up and caught that air horn and blew it at that moose. And I guess they were rutting. And that moose tore the radiator up, the fenders off the front of that damn semi, did $22,000 worth of damage to that old boy's truck. He said, finally, he wasn't going to stop. He said, finally, I just ran over him. Just on the way to get away.
Got old cow tipping going on there.
Yeah. Don't never blow a damn air horn at a bull moose.
There's another dangerous animal up in Alaska other than the bears and the wolves and such and the moose, and it would be the caribou. I've seen this with my own eyes. A caribou doesn't want to touch asphalt. They don't like asphalt. They will jump 60 feet across the road. If there was an animal Olympics, I would be hard pressed between a caribou and a gazelle. I wish who was going to win the jumping contest. 60 feet, I've watched every one of those things jump across the road. Just, they're flying, man. It's amazing. I wish one of those times you wish you had a camera.
You know, that's what's bad about down here in Texas is that it gets so dry down here that the pavement will sweat. You know, it'll be so hot in the daytime and cool off at night. So there'll be a strip of grass, maybe a foot wide, right next to the asphalt that'll just be green. And when it's really a drought down here, 3/4 of the deer in the damn country are standing on that foot right on the edge of the highway. And I've seen it where you couldn't drive 20 miles an hour down the road because there'd be a deer every 100 yards. And you don't never know which way they're going to go.
No.
It's something.
And I was very appreciative of the deer. At one time, I did fiberglass work for a place called Fiberglass Structures out of Laurel, Montana. I got really good at it. I mean, there were 5 people in the shop, and in 2 years, he fired everybody except me. I was the only one in the shop. I got good at doing that fiberglass thing. And the one thing that kept me in the dough was truck drivers hitting deer. I go to the truck stop. There was always somebody over there wanting some fiberglass work to put their bumper back together.
I got to building them wood kayaks and used just regular fiberglass there for a long time, and I finally got where I was allergic to it. I can't fool with it anymore. If I'm gonna build something now, it's got to be epoxy. So, folks, I hate to, but we've been on here 2 hours and 15 minutes. Y'all done made me hungry. I'm thinking go get some to eat.
Time to put your feet on.
Yeah, really enjoyed it, and I'm gonna say this again. If somebody wasn't in here earlier, if you got a notice that I unfriended you, don't think nothing about it. I had somebody trying to get a virus into my Facebook, and so I went in and unfriended everybody on that list. So there's nothing personal about it.
Well, Ron, thank you for having me up here, and Janice, always good to see you. Kenneth, God, I love you, man. Yeah. And everybody in the chat, I'm going to take off. It's good to see you. Box Fan D, can't wait for the movie. See you guys later.
All right, have a good one, man. Good night, Miss Janice.
Good night. Good
Kenny,
night, everyone.
You want to crank one up, or you gonna?
I'm gonna probably take and spend the time to try to catch up on videos I haven't seen yet.
All right. Well, I enjoy.
Thanks for having me up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I was gone so long as Mother Nature was calling. So.
Oh well, that happens, man.
Yeah.
It'd been a whole lot worse if you hadn't cut the video off.
Yeah.
We might have got a strike off that. Good night, all y'all. I enjoyed it.
Good night,
everybody.
And you new folks in here, come back. Good night.
I got to go and put my rubbish bins out.
Yep.